At the secondary school in Salford. Katie, I think for some...
No, Kate. Well, the phrase I've heard from both unions and from teachers is this is the least worst option, of course, because it's a very difficult situation, isn't it? But there were concerns that there would be some sort of mandatory mini exams, or that dreaded algorithm that went so badly wrong last year. That was basically a formula whereby a lot of students' grades were brought down because they were pitched in a ranking against one another and also against schools' historical grades. Instead, we're told the decisions will lie firmly in the hands of the teachers, so they'll decide whether there'll be any form of exam, under what conditions that exam would be sat in, or whether they will just monitor students' overall work. And they'll also get their grades earlier in case those students want to appeal them, so they've got time to do that before university. Now, first of all then, let's see what teachers think of this. I'm joined by Ben Davies at St Ambrose Barlow School.
Morning.
What do you think of the announcement today?
Well, we'd offer it a cautious welcome. We want to see what...
Insight, and also we were just talking about whether exams could be scrapped in future altogether, which is something that Ben thinks might be looked at. But for now, there's a big workload ahead for both teachers and for students as they start week after next.
Morning, Katie. So some suggestions this...
Well, yes, Ben and Susanna, a lot of people are describing this as the least worst option because there really wasn't an easy option when looking how to grade these students, so obviously with all the upheaval they've been through this year. But there were real concerns that there would be some sort of mandatory mini exams, all that dreaded algorithm which last year pulled a lot of students' grades down as they were pitched against other students in their school and also historical grades. So the power has been put in the teachers' hands this year. They will decide whether there are any sort of mini exams, what conditions those will take place in, or whether they will simply look at students' overall grades on things like essays and coursework. But is it fair? Well, let's ask the head teacher here, Ben Davies. With power comes great responsibility. It's in your... Accept, can't we, that it has been a difficult year for both students and teachers, and plenty more work still to come. There are those who believe teachers might be too lenient. There are teachers concerned that the appeal process will pitch their students against them. But the head teacher here says this is the least worst option after all. What were the others? Mandatory exams or an algorithm which brought students' grades down last year. And he says students have been through enough.